Hey everybody, DM Josh here. I just finished editing episode 21, which you're getting ready to hear. I think I'm calling it a noble null, and it's a pretty funny episode. But with everything going on with COVID-19, as I'm sure we're all aware, we have not been able to get together to record more episodes. So, after episode 21, you're going to get a bit of a cliffhanger, and it might last for a little while. I'm looking into possibly what it would look like to record, each of us to record remotely, and I am going to be releasing some specific unique content in the following weeks that I hope will be fun and entertaining, but it won't be episodes. So, I wanted to give you a heads up myself. As much as it bums me out, I'm not willing to risk the health of my family for the sake of making content. As much as I love playing D&D with them and I love sharing it with all of you, I know you guys will understand. I'm not really worried about that, and honestly I'm not sure what the rest of season 2 will look like. Kelsey and I have the baby coming this summer, and I don't know how long. I don't know how long the kind of social distancing will last, and I don't really want to make promises that I can't keep, because I've done that in the past, and it's come back to bite me in the butt. So I want to be as honest with you guys as I can, and just tell you, we're going to do our best to figure out how to create unique content during this season. But it's going to look a little different, and I really appreciate you hanging in with us and being on this adventure with us. We're getting to some pretty meaty lore. Anyway, I'm going on too long. Honestly, I just can't express how grateful I am for all of you who have been listening and continue to listen. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope you all are healthy and taking care of yourselves and staying safe. Really wish you all the best. Thanks again. Without further ado, I give you episode 21. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Titans of Alterra, a 5th edition actual play podcast for gamers of all ages. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have
Joan,
Delphin,
Winnie!
Relnor.
What were you laughing at?
He's drowning.
He's trying to put his whole bottle in
take.
his mouth.
Jeez.
And Eric is trying to open his mouth as wide as the wide mouth bottle lid.
Wide mouth Nalgene.
Kelsey has a candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I was picking up my water bottle to take a drink, but then saw the candy bar and was sad that I didn't have one. So I made a very shocked face, shocked and upset, and I decided to hold it while I was trying to drink the water. It didn't go well.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Walking up to you guys, you're with Gemini, the Inquisitor, the Elf Inquisitor, and the 5 of you are being approached by a red-scaled steward, arrayed in armor.
Dun, dun, dun.
He walks over and he says, "What is this about, Inquisitor?" And Gemini looks about you guys. He says, "Sir Steward, these are several adventurers who I have known from the past. They have come for purposes of business, but they're also heroes, renowned through Alterra. We simply seek to." He just stares at the Gemini. We think I simply wished that to introduce them to the Holy King, and that they may, be more welcomed here, and yes, know that we are bear them good tidings." He looks about and he says, "And who are you for?"
Joan.
Delphin Mugwort, pleased to meet you for the first time.
Oh.
He raises an eyebrow.
Winnie!
Relnor.
"What is your business here?" And he's only looking at Delphin.
I motion to Relnor.
He'll look at you as you clear your throat.
Well, I am a businessman of Dan and Relner's Deep Plates. We specialize in deep plates and various soups and fine foods. We're looking to franchise, maybe open a location here, maybe find some suppliers of bread and such.
Wine.
It is not uncommon for a warrior to have other pursuits, but you are no food man.
You are no fool, man.
I was really hanging on that word, what that word was going to be, and then food man came out.
Food man.
Sort of the air in my lungs.
Actually, he's quite famous for it.
To be completely honest with you, I am less the food man. That is more Dan. I invented the deep plate.
He is the purveyor.
And warrior. He also. Yeah. In his
Retired military man.
downtime.
Downtime.
What assurances do I have that you are not here? He looks at Dalphin. For mischief.
Pinky promises.
Well,
How
we've
did he
already
know-
made one
How did he know to look at Delphin?
one potential contact.
Dalphin?
We had some bread at a bakery here, and it was very good. And we would like to maybe think about having orders delivered from them.
And I heard my friend is here. I heard he works for your order.
That's also true. We heard that we had some friends that we haven't seen in a long time that were here.
Yes, we're here for information. And
Yeah!
if one were to be found
Knowledge!
looking around, they would have been for information, not for mischief. A person looking for mischief would not walk into the front gate of this fine establishment.
We are clearly a little out of our depth, as everyone has been very kind to remind us that we know absolutely nothing about the White Order. And should be much more well informed by the time we leave.
Truly. Follow me. And he turns around and starts walking towards the...
Dolphin jumps in front of him.
No, as we're walking, I open my mind, right, to them, to my teammates.
Yeah.
Has it
I
been
say-
shut this whole time?
I go, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that explains a
pretty
lot.
So, and I say, okay, guys, don't panic. I ran into him when I was infiltrating the tower. I think I woke him up, and then I ran from him.
Oh, good.
He hasn't outed me yet. He doesn't seem to care about anything. So we'll see how this plays out. Just somebody trying to give you a heads up.
As you're doing that, Gemini leans over and goes, he's a rather odd fellow, I think. But you'll find his companion Vast is far more eloquent and well educated and spoken.
He seems fine to me.
And
Okay.
so you guys accompany Gemini and the steward, the red steward, into the keep. And Dolphin, you've seen all this before, but it's a very gloriously decorated hall. There's now people moving about throughout it.
And I'm getting to enjoy it a little more this time.
Mhm. And rather than going up the stairs on either end, leading up to a balcony area or a
Which is where I went.
walkway up there, which we won't explore the layout of, you guys go directly to
Where are the windows?
you go directly to
doors. Where am I?
the double doors, the straight ahead, which are open, and into an even larger chamber
Mm-hmm.
that has several doors leading out of it to other hallways and rooms. But down at the end of it is a more not really. It's somewhat of a the steps up to like a place where there are seats for a
No, I don't know. It's,
A raised
sure.
throne.
Throne?
yeah, the throne basically, yeah. And there are people speaking with a let me just make sure I got the race here. Yeah, the halfling who's kind of sitting on the throne, arrayed in like resplendent robes.
A halfling sitting on a throne?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this place. It
He's
doesn't make
sitting-
any
It's probably
sense.
a twin step.
He's sitting kind of like
He's a halfling.
with his legs crisscrossed, like on top of the throne.
Oh,
And,
like a monk sit kind of?
Yeah, crisscross applesauce, and he has a really long pole with the like the symbol of the White Order at the top of it, which is just like a sunburst. And yeah, he's kind of
like
holding
a scepter.
yeah, but like I would say more like a
or like
staff.
a quarter staff.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Quarter
like the
staff,
size of
yeah.
a regular quarter staff. Compared to him, it's huge. Really
Yeah.
tall. But so he's sitting atop there, and he's got
To him,
several
it's more like a $50 staff.
several people speaking to him.
That's more than a quarter staff.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
larger
to him, it's
for him
larger.
than-
Some of the
But it's a halfling.
the people
Yeah,
in
he's
the
smaller.
hall are kind of looking at you guys and whispering and speaking to each other, and some are kind of scoffing at the steward, and so some are kind of looking irreverent.
At the
and
steward?
some are, and some are bowing to him. There's kind of he gets mixed responses.
Oh.
Mm, interesting.
But as you guys approach, by the way, if you're wanting to look for anything or try and see anything or gain an insight, let me know and we can roll for it. But
I'm looking for the dudes that I ran into, that I ran past.
they were just regular guards. So
No, there was like significant people.
Yeah, there were two or there.
There was, like,
you were like
two, like,
you don't
actual,
know,
like-
but you just ran past so and so and so and so.
One of them was this. One was the white steward, and then there were some other people that were
Yeah.
like higher ups.
yes, yeah. You don't see Hackhammerman, the
Okay, yeah.
the dwarf ruler supreme, or Cypress Cantor.
Okay.
He's the High Inquisitor.
Gotcha. And I don't know who those people are. I just know that I saw them. I was just looking for them. Okay, they're not
Do I
there.
s-
Okay.
Do I see Podge?
No.
'Kay.
You do not see Podge.
I didn't think I would, but I'm looking.
And as you guys approach the throne, Harold, he kind of sets his staff to the side and puts his knees up a little bit and puts his hands on him and puts his hands under his head, puts his elbows on his knees and puts his head in his hands, and he goes, "This is interesting." And the steward bows, and so does
I bow as well.
Gemini.
I bow.
Do you guys bow?
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
And the steward stands and he goes, "Gemini brought them to me to see you." And he steps aside. And Gemini goes, after like a beat of silence, no one talks, and he goes, "Well, yes, my lord. These are 4 adventurers from Lestrade. I had encountered them, or 3 of them, when we were doing our inquisition on the evocation wizards." And he kind of gestures to Winnie, who have been proven innocent at this point.
Hi.
On behalf of the queen, and yes.
Yes.
And he goes, "Enough, Inquisitor, you're done." No, I'm sorry, that's not his
Nope.
accent.
No,
I
it
like
sounds
it, though.
exactly
He goes-
like the Inquisitor.
He goes, all right, that's enough, Gemini. You're done. Please, you can leave. I would like to speak with these interesting people. And he's like, "Oh, you wish for me to? I would thought I might." And he goes, "You're fine, Gemini. You can leave, please. I think I can handle getting to know our guests here. If we have need of you, I'll call. Okay."
And I look at him and I go, "He'll call," and I pet him.
And he kind of looks a little dejected and confused, but then
Aw.
he steps off. He doesn't really leave the big hall, but he walks off to one of the different spaces.
Yeah. He leaves us to chat.
A social leech.
He says, "Well, I don't know if he told you or not." And he picks up his staff. He stands up on top of the throne, where he's like seated on the seat. He's standing on the seat,
Yep.
and he goes, "I am Harold Twinstep, the arch priest of the White Order and reigning High King of Allestria." He does a big flourishing bow with his staff and robe, and then unflourishes.
It's a privilege to meet you, Your Highness.
Highness?
Harold is fine.
Harold.
Your herald.
It's a
Haroldness.
pleasure to meet you.
And who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Joan.
Your Honor, my name is Duffin Mugwort. May I say that it
He
is...
already forgot Harold.
I said Your Honor.
He said you could call him.
I didn't say
Harold.
Highness.
Continue.
It's fine. Whatever.
He's may I just say, it is refreshing to meet another halfling of such stature. And I bow again.
And he
Winnie!
nods his head.
Relnor.
Oh gosh. And well, what brings you to my wonderful kingdom?
And in Relnor's deep plates.
Ta-da!
Yes.
I've not heard of this deep plates.
Best soup with chicken in it. This side of the sea.
I should. I say to Relnor's head, I say, maybe we should bring up the Titans, see if they've been having any trouble.
How uncharacteristically plot focused of you, Delphin.
Gemini mentioned your adventurers. Is that
Yes.
something that you consider yourselves as well, or simply business owners?
Adventures as well.
We like to keep the variety coming in the fresh takes.
He kind of squints his eyes at Joe and he goes, "Are you a cleric?"
I squint my eyes back. Yes.
You're a cleric of the Grey.
Yes.
We haven't seen one of your order in quite some time.
Okay.
Always good to see another individual of faith.
Yes. Sure.
I do hope your Grey leans to the lighter end.
It's pretty much just gray. Thanks for asking.
Well,
It's a gray area.
Classic Gray.
Pacifism.
well, I'm sure we can expect little action from you. So,
Yep, I pinky promised. But I didn't
did
spit.
not.
We know.
and you're a monk? He says to Dalphin.
Correct. And I do a flip.
Am I to believe that you are very well known and established of your brotherly, sisterly order?
Quite. I can make flower petals.
Very good.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Not real. They're just like little ethereal light petals. But it is a physical manifestation of my attunement with the world and my wisdom.
Well,
I look at everybody real quickly.
Hang on.
I do
I need
nothing.
to roll.
To see if you laugh.
See if you
Does
just
he-
burst out in laughter.
Does he need to roll deception?
No, because I can
I
actually
think
do
he
that.
was being honest.
Yeah.
He believes it, so
And I might think that, yeah. I may have embellished a little bit, you know.
You can roll like a
I want a perception.
perception, yeah, or insight if you want to know about like.
You got
I
3.
guess he's right.
Was
So
that a classic Ronor roll?
yeah, just about 4 plus 4.
He says, "Believe you me, my friend, you won't be underestimated by the likes of this archpriest.
Oh, I should hope not.
And you're an evocation wizard, Winnie.
I am, yes.
You studied at Lestrade.
Yeah, the military academy. I'm not really a military girl myself.
They had some very powerful wizards come from that school.
Yeah, they did.
Dangerous ones, in fact.
Some dangerous.
Hopefully you avoided any of those bad teachers on your way in your education.
Well, I think some of the bad teachers weren't dangerous. They were just bad teachers.
Got him.
Oh, yes, we are doing our best to improve upon that military education system at the moment in Lestrade.
Oh, you're doing. Where do you do your education here?
Well, we've taken over Lestrade, as you may know.
Oh, I thought you
it
meant
is,
you had an academy here in Allestria.
Oh, we have many sorts of academies here in
Gotcha.
Allestria.
Parochial schools. Just kidding.
But the military strength of Lestrade is renowned, and we wish to not only take advantage of it, but improve upon it.
Similar to what you've been doing here in Allestria.
Yes, though it has been a tough go. We encountered some very potent resistance.
So
Potent.
why do you think that you've been met with such resistance if your intentions are so beneficial?
It is not uncommon throughout history for people to be skeptical of faith and dismissive of truth they wish not to believe.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm curious, Relnor, was it?
Yes.
You have the bearing of a warrior, also a giant sword. And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not
Also a
mistaken,
giant sword.
if I'm not mistaken, that is a captain's crossbow.
Oh, he's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Are you a member of the Lestrade military? We could use some trained insight.
Not anymore. I retired.
And they let you keep your crossbow. Or did you take it?
Actually, it was my father's.
Truly. And who was your father? Anyone of note? I'm well versed in the histories of our alliance.
I like how educated he is.
Now I have to look up notes.
Your dad was the high captain.
Yeah, but I can't remember what his name was. Did we name him?
Windhelm.
Captain Windhelm. I don't think we ever gave him a
High
first
Captain
name.
Windhelm.
I actually don't think we
You don't
Bob.
think we did? Okay.
I don't think we ever gave him a first name, if I'm being completely
Jorge.
honest.
High Captain Windhelm.
No.
Oh, you're the son of a king.
Sure.
This is fascinating indeed.
What do you mean by king?
Well, truly, the High Captain is basically a king.
Okay, fair enough.
He did say he's a king.
Somewhat
Actually,
elected
that's the
official,
word.
but
I understand you're not a prince because that's not how it works over there. The meritocracy and all that. But
This guy's hilarious.
I love him.
pretty cool.
Let's not mince words. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Neato.
Neat.
You wouldn't happen to know I'm not a big believer in coincidences, and we did have an incursion by a rather small individual who's good at climbing earlier today.
Good at
And
climbing?
Me being someone who's not one to underestimate, that wouldn't be you, would it?
No, I'm a terrible climber. I fall off boats.
Yeah, he does.
That is not a lie.
Falls back into his chair laughing. It's like, oh, I don't even care if you're lying. No harm was done, truly, and if we don't have to search for anyone, that's fine with me. But it's
He's a
It's
real
been an-
go-getter.
I like all this. I like this
it
stuff.
has been an interesting evening. I am so curious how you got into the District of Law, but I don't need to know. I'm sure there are some ways you did it, and maybe some of them were legal. But all that said, I'm not a very judgy guy. Some of my order is, and regardless of my best efforts, people will be people, and you can't really change everybody.
Well, boy, well, yeah.
But if your services are at all offered, we could use some help.
Have you had any Titan attacks?
Oh, Titans?
Yes.
No.
That is kind of our specialty, so to speak.
Fighting Titans.
Yes.
We've encountered a lot on our way here, actually.
Our ability far exceeds our visible stature.
I'm aware that the bits and pieces of the four kingdoms that are in the north have survived several attacks from them. At least that's what I've heard.
Huh.
And
But
you've not had any attacks here.
no, though we've been vigilantly prepared.
What about Lestrade?
Well, there were several before we took over.
But not since.
Yeah.
Not that I've heard of since. No.
We encountered them in the south,
That is very interesting.
these Titans.
South.
So they're all over. I'm surprised they haven't attacked here. I mean, it's good. Knock on wood.
If there is any kind of logic to them, they must know that we're pretty strong. So I don't think they see themselves being able to be victorious over Allestria. And with the help of the dwarves, we have been rather resolute.
It does seem.
In my head, I go, yeah, they're totally not coming from here at all.
It does seem a bit odd that these creatures would only attack everyone else.
Well, they have not attacked Fairhaven.
Where's Fairhaven?
The elf city. The
In the
xenophobic elf
Oh,
city.
But aren't they aligned with Fairhaven? No, they're not.
They've remained completely neutral amidst all of the
Gotcha.
chaos. They haven't engaged at all.
But you are
on either
not.
side.
You are not at odds with Fairhaven.
No.
These Titans have only attacked your adversaries.
Interesting.
We're not necessarily at odds with the Reach.
Do you,
They apparently have been swarmed by them.
you're so knowledgeable. I mean, you've picked up so many bits of news. Do you know where these things are coming from?
We have some ideas, and my friend there, and he kind of points at the steward. He calls himself Null.
He's very impressive.
Quite.
Rather boring, if you ask me.
Really?
Yes, for all he's capable of, and he kind of looks at him. He goes, "He doesn't do anything."
Where did you procure such?
Delvin, want to talk about
sorry.
What an inquisitive little monk we have here.
Yes, I like knowledge as you do.
Oh, the gray.
We're not so knowledge bound as the Grey are. We do believe in action and preservation. Life is a wondrous thing, and we try our best to maintain it as it should be.
So you said Null told you about the Titans? Where they were coming from?
No,
Oh.
no.
Okay. So he doesn't know either.
He may, but he's not telling us.
Oh.
No. All we are able to understand is that they apparently appear out of nowhere.
They actually are transformed.
Do you know more about the Titans?
We know much.
Oh, that's right. You're Titan fighters.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, we've seen them transform,
They
so
are our
we know they
Titans.
transform.
We're TIE fighters.
We're TIE fighters.
Titan
Fightins.
fighters.
TIE fighters.
Fighting.
We're Typhons.
So,
Titan fighting Titans.
please, any information you can give us would be wonderful.
I mean, that's really all we got
They
at this point.
Transform?
Yeah.
From what? From people?
People, animals.
Yeah.
Who's... How?
What?
Is it magic? Elder magic?
Dark
Is it elder
magic.
It has to
Dark
be magic,
magic.
right? I
It
mean,
is elder magic. And your stewards, I imagine the white one in particular, Vast is his name,
Oh,
knows much more than he probably has let on.
weird flex, but okay.
Well, I can't really command the stewards. They're more or less, servants of the god themselves. And
yeah. How long have they been around? They're impressive.
very ancient as far as I can tell.
But I mean, have they always been in Allestria?
I don't know. We haven't always been.
Were they
in
here when you
charge of
got here?
Allestria. They, Vast and Null, made themselves known to me soon after we had taken over the kingdom.
Huh. I've never seen anything like them.
We are following a very credible theory that their maker or leader is the one creating the Titans.
The white god?
Correct.
The white god? No. There's no way.
Why
He's
is there no way?
He's the Lord of light and life and prosperity. Why would he make monsters that destroy?
He could be making the monster's life.
Well, he only seeks to destroy what he believes is not part of his ideal order. Much like how you eradicated the Red Temples from this city.
We did not need to eradicate anything. They fled themselves, and we have taken over their emptied buildings.
Why did they flee?
I believe it's because they did not like the idea of coexisting with us. The Red Order, are rather terrible people for the most part.
So you showed up and they were just like, nah, we're out.
I and my order had brokered a very difficult and long-standing peace agreement
Yeah.
with the dwarves of the north.
Yeah.
They agreed to bolster our forces here
Yeah.
and defend the kingdom. I brought this agreement and treaty to the Council of Merchants as well as the Queen, and we all came to the conclusion that it would be best for us to unite with the kingdom and for I and the Queen to marry and become joint owners of this fine
Kingdom.
kingdom.
Yes, we were very sorry to hear about the queen.
And she agreed to this?
Yes, the council was in agreement. The queen had acquiesced, and we were in the midst of a peaceful transition of power.
Interesting word choice. Acquiesced.
She agreed.
Okay.
I pride myself on interesting words.
The connotation of acquiesced is that she didn't actually want to, but she did it for the better of the whole.
Yes, I don't know if you know, but that's usually what queens do. I acquiesced as well.
I'm just wondering if there was nothing in this deal for you. Not like becoming the king of this kingdom or anything.
It is a duty, a burden. I weigh it
it's a
upon
burden.
myself.
Yeah. You seem like you're really weighed down standing on your throne right there.
I am a servant
that wears the crown.
of the white god. I had no interest in being bound by marriage to someone or having the duty and responsibility of a king. No. I accepted as well out of duty, as did she.
You said duty.
I did. No. And your fellow Lestradian, a grey cleric disguising herself as a grey cleric, red cleric.
So it's a very confusing sentence.
What?
But yes.
A red cleric disguising
I
himself as
follow.
a great cleric.
Yes.
Yes. A great cleric disguising himself.
Deceitful from the onset.
The most convincing of disguises. One that you already are.
Davi worked her way into our courts along with Captain Harris and several other individuals, one of which who's still with us and should be coming along shortly.
Nice.
Launched a full-scale assault as soon as the dwarves had come into the city. The gates were opened. They were entering in mass. We had almost a parade. And then all of a sudden, explosions, fire, attacks from within the kingdom against the dwarves. And unfortunately, it led to an all-out siege.
I got a question.
No.
What do the dwarves want from you? Why did they come here?
Well, the dwarves are servants of the white god. I would think a grey cleric would know that it has been a long-standing fact that many of the white paladins come from the dwarven kingdom.
It just feels like you're leaving out information.
That's probably because I'm covering a lot of ground.
Or you're not being
I think-
transparent.
I think you're all not telling me everything either. But we can still be civil.
No one's being uncivil,
this
Harold.
At that moment, you hear the double doors from the back opening up, and a white steward, accompanied with a gnome paladin arrayed in white and gold armor.
Can I
Podge.
do an insight check really quick?
Sure. What are you looking for?
If that's the only reason the dwarves came.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
23.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I guess that's our 23 noise.
Good insight.
Uh,
oh yes. Oh
we
no.
have to-
Get ready. You got to do that every time.
Right,
Knuckles.
mantises.
we have 21.
25.
And now 23.
We're missing 22 and 24.
We don't like evens. We
Those
only
will
like
come
odds
naturally,
occur.
yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. So Podge and Vast walk in together.
Hi.
What
What'd you
about
say?
the insight?
Insight check.
You gonna give her info?
Oh
You
yeah.
didn't
yeah.
roll well enough. You get nothing.
It's
only
I did too.
I'd say you do feel like he is withholding information about everything he's talking about for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't feel like he's necessarily trying to deceive you. Like he's made it pretty obvious that he's keeping
'Kay.
some stuff close
Playing
to the
some games
chest.
close,
yeah.
Yeah.
'Kay.
So he's not telling you everything, but he's also not trying to make you think he is telling you everything. So yeah, so Vast and Podge walk in.
I throw my hands up in the air and I go, Podge! And I run over and like throw myself on him in a big hug.
He gets a huge grin on his face and he goes, Winnie! And he runs at you as well. And you guys, a big hug.
I hug him, and while I'm hugging him, I'm like, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I thought you were going to hurt my friends.
It's okay. It's okay.
I go, Podge.
Yeah, they're probably mad.
That's fine. You can be happy to see him.
I'm really glad you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried when I found Joan and Relnor with Davi, the Red Cleric.
Have you tried talking to Davi? I mean, like, you guys know each other super well. You should see if you can talk her down.
Mm-hmm.
She's not one to be convinced of anything.
Sounds like
But have you tried?
The best I can do is if she's willing to acknowledge the harm she's done, call off her rogue factions, then maybe, she'll be in a better situation. But she's already done quite a bit of bad things in the kingdom. Oh, man.
Well, I want to hear about all the stuff you've done, but we maybe later.
I'm a paladin now.
I know, I can tell.
Having trouble.
You having trouble?
Having trouble.
Do you have to pee?
No, I just want to be honest.
Bite your tongue, young man.
I know.
The white steward is looking at the two of you hugging.
Yeah.
And he says
War.
he looks over. Vast looks over at where Gemini is, and he says, "Gemini, did you take them from the souls?" And he kind of is like, "I did." Well, High Priest, Archpriest, I see you've met these possible insurgents. Tell me, and he looks at the two of you who are in the cells. He says, "What were you doing with the Red Cleric?"
We've known her for years.
We're catching up.
We haven't seen her since Lestrade.
We didn't know she was here until we met her.
And by the way, this guy is wearing just some basic clothes.
No. Is
Vast?
it basic?
Yeah.
Actually, we hadn't seen her since the last time we saw Podge. And I look at Podge and nod, like, right?
Well, I can't really say. I mean, we found you guys in a cellar where she was hiding.
No, I mean before, like we hadn't seen her since Lestrade when we said goodbye to you.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
there we go.
We were all on good terms at that point.
Corroboration.
Vast, I can vouch for them. They're not bad people. They may just have been confused because of what Davi was telling them.
In my head, I'm like, attaboy Podge.
But you can see here, they're in the middle of our kingdom. No one's attacking, the king, and everything looks like it's really good. Like things are good. These are good people.
In my head, I go.
This is not a time for random coincidences or instances. Whatever reason the four of you may be here for, I must ask you to leave the District of Law.
I'm going to look at Vast, like right at him,
Mm-hmm.
and say, we are here to ascertain the origin of the Titans and put a stop to them.
And also build a business.
The origin of the Titans.
Correct, sir.
What makes you think I can answer that question for you?
Because you being a steward probably have knowledge of the runes.
I do indeed.
You are probably of an awakened nature.
What makes you think that the Titans are connected to the runes?
Titans, as I'm sure you know, Vast, are made by the runes.
This is new. He kind of gestures around to the whole room. He goes, "This is new information."
We've found the marks on their bodies before they've turned to ash.
I have personally never encountered one myself.
Ah, you're very lucky. They're not pleasant.
No, it would seem not. The destruction they wrought is awful.
I'm gonna voice to Relnar in my brain. I'm gonna say, Relnar, I'm having trouble.
Want to throw
I
knives?
want to, yeah.
I think. Are you saying that to everyone or just to Relnor?
I'll send it to Relnor.
No, it's to everyone. We established
Open
that.
comms.
But I was talking to Relnor.
Yeah.
I said Relnor.
I need to go to the bathroom. Dolphin, do you need to go to the bathroom?
No.
Delphin should go to the bathroom.
Dolphin, I think you need to go to the bathroom.
Enough. King, I am going to have Null escort them out of the District of Law. If you are found in this district again, there will be repercussions.
We only just got here. And I look at Podge.
Sorry, Winnie. It's the law.
When am I going to see you again?
Well, I can come visit, but there's a lot to do. Davi has got some really nasty plans going about right now.
You have her in captivity. She can't do anything.
You don't know her as well as I do.
Oh, okay.
Or you should know her better because Davi is clever, dangerous, and always has another plan.
I'm counting on it, I say in my head.
So Null kind of gestures for you guys to like leave the room. The king, Harold Twinstep, he sits back down and he goes, "It's too bad that you won't work with us or for us. We could use your help as Titan killers, but I understand my my friends. It's somewhat curious. We've been having some new issues rise with the insurgency, and then all of a sudden, the four of you show up, and someone's infiltrating the kingdom, and we don't know who it is, but they're looking to see if they can find something. And so I would rather." I'd rather we just keep it. I don't want anyone to come into trouble. I don't want anyone to get hurt,
So you want to just be friends?
Let's be friends and stay out of law.
Sorry, I'm not laughing in characters.
Do yourselves a favor. Stick
it
to your
platonic. We'll just be friends.
business there, Mr. Relnor, and stay out of the districts of law, war, and the bazaar. Those
Aw.
places will only really lead to harm, and we're keeping the other places quite safe.
Where am I going to get my shopping done?
There is still plenty of places to visit within the districts of produce and trade.
Fine.
I have much to do as the great High King of Allestria, Royal Holy Knight King.
Yeah, you sound really burdened by it.
It's a terrible privilege.
Is Null the one escorting us out?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I give Podge one more hug.
Podge gives you a hug and he says, "I'll try and catch up with you later."
Okay. I'll send you a message
So,
after I sleep and recharge my spell slots.
So then Null kind of starts escorting you guys out.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to try and catch or look for while you're on your way out of that room?
Not on the way out. Or is it just Null? Or is he accompanied by other guards?
There are guards all around. Like, I'm just saying, like, this is a giant room with lots of
Yes.
corridors and other rooms and people meeting and talking. If there's anything you guys are trying to look for, this would be your chance to try and sneak a glance or...
I'm merely looking for an opportunity to say something to Null without earshot or away from earshot of other possible people.
Okay, so...
Are people watching us leave?
Yes.
So pretty much everybody is.
Yeah. And Vast and Podge are kind of staying up near the throne.
Okay.
But
Is anybody with them? Is it just Vast and Podge?
Vast and Podge
Okay.
together.
Is there like a strategy map? You know how like in war rooms they have maps of like the places
Ooh, like
and
on the
stuff?
floor.
Probably.
Is there any? Can I see that? Is that
Yeah.
sitting out somewhere?
There's a long table on one side of the
Thank you, Jim.
side of the hall
Yeah.
with a couple of dwarves and some armored White Order guards
Yeah.
standing around it. So roll me a investigation check to see if you can discern anything on there.
Not my best. 6.
There's too many people and you don't know what the little figures on the map maybe mean, and
Are there any, like, is the entrance that we came in the only way into this room? Like, there aren't windows or anything?
There's no windows in this room. There's
Stairs.
there actually aren't stairs. But
Oh.
there
That's
is
outside there, yeah.
there is a balcony that kind of like surrounds part of it.
Okay.
That you could enter from the second floor, but you
Mhm.
can't. There's no entrance. There's no stairs going up to it.
Yeah, so like
within that
you're
room.
already up. You have to get
Yeah.
up to the balcony first
Yeah.
before you can get in there.
Yes, somewhat of a loft. But yeah, and then you guys are out of that room, back into the entry hall,
I tried.
and
You did.
this would be the opportunity if you're
But
wanting
you
to
saw
say
it's there,
something
which
to Null.
means, yeah, they're still planning stuff.
Without looking at him, I'm going to say quietly so he can hear. I'm going to say, Null, the winds are shifting, and you don't seem particularly purposeful.
Are you trying to do something?
I'm going to persuade him in just a moment. Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't
You
respond.
understand?
He's not even looking at
This
you.
is my persuasion.
Yeah.
When the time comes, I think you would find purpose, and we would find an amazing ally. When the time comes.
Okay, roll your persuasion.
10.
Okay.
I have a -2 to persuasion, so that wasn't terrible.
It wasn't too bad, no.
After you guys get outside the keep and you're walking down the main street again, Null will say, I can tell, as my brother can, that... Or, I can tell as my cousin can, that you are more than you seem. Were I still a steward, I would have helped you.
You're not a steward anymore?
I have lost that which I oversaw.
Oh.
I am a steward of none.
What was it?
It's like he's kind of fighting like an internal battle in his mind.
Yeah,
Over
I'm
like
asking him really hard questions.
whether or not like saying that stuff is going to be basically like violating kind of his oath of.
Can I persuade him
ejection.
with my kind tone?
Was it a pinky promise oath?
You can roll a persuasion. I think
With
he's still going to
stick.
keep talking, but your persuasion
Ooh.
would kind of dictate how much he says.
20.
Okay.
Non-natural 20. Keep talking, man.
So he goes, I know that you are awakened.
Mhm.
It is clear. That is a rare thing.
Yeah, I've found that.
I was the steward of the seal.
This I'm not familiar with.
What know you of stewards?
Only that you and Vast are stewards.
And a steward made our golems.
Golems?
He didn't know about golems.
I don't think anybody has mentioned golems at all.
Nope. Nope. That was.
Bye, guys. This was a great recording session. I'll see you later.
Yep.
Sorry, Rona.
And that's the post show. This is the post
It's the post
show.
show.
No, we're still in it. We're still in it.
I'm just kidding, Ricky.
It is the means by which we are able to successfully combat titans.
You say a steward made them?
Mm-hmm. No longer with us, but yes, a steward from the past.
Of what house?
I don't know that I know.
To whom did they hail?
Well, he originally
Oh, that's right. He hailed to
hailed to Valisol.
Terrasol.
Terrasol. Yeah, that one. Hi, I'm Ricky. I forget things.
Does he?
Wow, how did I remember?
Okay, I want another insight check. Does his face change when she says Terrasol?
Yeah, he gets kind of a
Okay, I didn't need to
confused
roll
look on
for
his
it.
face.
Okay. Oh, confused.
He was a brother of Vast.
He was. And he
Must have been.
found purpose after losing his stewardship, and you can too.
Nice.
I am uncertain of what you speak.
Are you aware of a steward by the name of Archimedes?
Nope.
Artemis.
There
A
it is.
steward by the name of Artemis.
Kelsey and I were like, nope.
He was about to say
Doing so good remembering names.
He was
Dang
about
it.
to say no, but then he stops. He actually like stops walking, and he says, "What did you just say?"
Artemis?
He looks at the four of you and he says, "Follow me."
I think this is the most excited
Something
we've been
happened.
since somebody
And,
got their goal.
Before you guys leave the
Something's going down.
before you guys get out of the district of law, he takes you down another street, and he's silent now at this point, not saying anything until
Very
you
unlike
guys
him.
reach a.
Thank you.
Until you guys reach
Took me a second.
a monk temple
Oh.
located in the district of
Some
law.
sacred stones, are
It's a
they?
small one. Yeah, it's got some sacred stones that are showing. And you enter, and it's completely silent. Several of the windows and stuff are boarded up with wood, and
No monks?
no monks. Nobody's
Aw.
there.
Makes
Man,
sense.
they kicked the monks
Um,
out even.
Yeah.
And he walks over to you walk into the entry room, into another room where there's more. The entry room was mostly wood and stone.
Mm-hmm.
The one you walk into past that is one of those areas, Dalphin, similar to where your monks would like meditate, and it's mostly sacred stones.
Gotcha.
There is somewhat of a little tiny like garden that's been built up
Yeah.
in it, but it hasn't been kept up, and so
I
it's
mean,
very
it's
like
dead if it's dark.
it's very
in there.
yeah, but it's like
magical.
It's meant to be
lots
a place
stones
of
and
peace.
sand, like
Yeah.
and some dead plants now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks over at Winnie and he says, "Would you or shall I?"
You can?
I think all
Of
stewards
course.
are awakened.
I mean, after you, sir.
And he kind of moves his hand throughout the room, and you see the glyphs start to glow and shift and move, and a doorway opens up at the back end of this room with a stairwell leading down.
Sweet.
And he starts walking down it, and he says, "Follow."
I look at everybody. Yeah?
I said
Yeah?
Winnie in my head.
We
I was
follow.
like, this wasn't on your map, was it?
I don't know. I'm not going to pull it out and look now. Let's go.
All right.
And as you guys are walking down, he says, "I knew Artemis.
What?
Yes.
He's my friend.
Our keepers were brothers, and we were friends."
You're old.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I didn't want to. You just
Compared
said
to
it
us,
anyway.
Joan, do you want to fact check this with Artemis?
Yeah. Can I fact check that with Artemis?
You can talk to Artemis at any point.
Hey, Artemis.
Joan?
I met your friend.
Who is that?
So bratty.
No.
Don't know it.
That might be
No.
his new name.
That is what a steward might call themselves were they to be
Okay, be right back.
forsaken.
Be right back. Hey, no.
You know, he could like listen. Like he could just be. He's aware. Can be aware of what's going on.
And yeah, he can, but to be completely honest, he was working really hard on stuff.
But now he's attentive.
What was
Yeah.
he working on?
You'll find out later.
What was your
Walking
name
horse?
before
He's like
you were
Q
no?
and we're like 007. What's he doing? Who knows? He's building stuff.
It is uncertain whether or not that was ever truly my name, but they once called me Noble. Noble
Six.
Gamma.
No.
Hey, Artie.
He heard.
Okay.
And yeah, you kind of get the sense that he like has like a spark of remembrance, but it's foggy.
Right. Well, yeah. They said that their memory of
Mhm.
Earth or Altera was
Mhm.
foggy at best. So.
But Null continues. He says, as you guys are walking down, it starts to open up into different rooms, and you guys end up walking down like a hallway,
Mhm.
and then you reach kind of a small room. You pass several like little indents that look like if he used his magic, they could open up into other spaces.
Sure.
But you eventually get into a small room with the choice symbol on the floor.
Okay.
Oh, is that similar to the place at the Gnome Island?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then
Elevator.
he puts his hand on the wall, and the floor starts to glow, and then starts to move down.
Here
Come
we
on.
go.
Again, similar to the Gnome Island.
Mhm.
Except-
Elevator.
Oh wow, yeah, okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
So yeah, now you guys are going really low.
Except this wasn't a point. This wasn't a point. This wasn't a ruin. This
Josh
wasn't a
left,
point of
that's all that
activation. Because we went to the nearest one to Allestria. and
Yeah.
It was outside the city. So this is like off the grid.
And he says,
Ruins.
Artemis was, by all rights, Null as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He had forsaken his keeper
Hmm.
and his duty.
Seems like you did the right thing, though.
I cannot say.
You cannot or you will not.
I cannot. I am Null.
Did you forsake your keeper, or did he forsake you?
I do not know.
Can't
What?
remember.
I will show you.
and you guys reach the bottom, and then it opens up into a huge space, and
Another stalactite monster.
no stalactite monsters.
Okay.
This place actually looks like it's been like kind of
I think we could take him at this
kind
point,
of
though.
kept up, but
Hopefully.
it does have some of the glowing orbs that the well did
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
that kind of act as like almost just like light
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the room.
It's obviously similar in
Mhm.
structure.
and but
design.
this space is more or less empty. Your understanding of the runes is like it could be filled with more stuff
Yeah.
by being turned on,
Oh, sure.
but at the end of it is a huge circular structure. That's almost like an entire wall, but not really.
Mhm.
And there are several like massive glyphs located on different pieces, but a lot of smaller ones interwoven amidst them. And throughout the entire thing, it's split by a single big line that kind of curves across it.
Like an intentional line?
So it's like a mural?
Yeah.
It's like a stone mural, kind of?
Yeah,
on the
kind of.
wall?
Except it does seem like it could be like the
Like a
seal,
door?
and it is partially opened,
It's cracked a little.
cracked, and there is kind of a
Wait, is it a crack like a broken crack, or
Or
it
like a-
or
no,
any that way?
like it moved apart.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Like an
where it's
intentional
meant-
crack.
And there are little like fits of light and shadow that are kind of just eking out like smoke.
Where's the
Oh.
light coming from?
intermixed amongst each other. And
Oh dear.
The light in the shadow, the light in the
and
shadow.
he says,
Oh,
and
that's right.
and you guys actually feel like the pressure of the room, almost like a magical kind of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Like the air is thick, and
Harold was talking about a burden, man.
I'm gonna call Artie.
and you actually
Archie.
Archie.
you can't.
You
Oh,
can't.
shoot. Like, so this is
You
like a
can't.
no call zone.
Yeah, and
Dead, no service.
No service zone.
and he says,
I was the steward of the seal, and the seal was broken.
What were you trying to keep sealed?
and he kind of looks at you guys, kind of dejected, and he says,
Their power.
Mm.
and we're gonna wait until our
That's a perfect cliffhanger.
Episode.
I hate you, but I love you.
Dude, this took a turn. I was not expecting
Yeah, I
this.
did.
Oh.
I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna mention Artemis or not.
Well, good old Dalphin mentions everything.
Yeah, Delphin made us go, oh crap, and then it was
I
like,
really-
okay, all right.
Honestly, like, I know it may have seemed jovial, but that whole like court scene could have turned
Dude, it almost
No,
did.
no, it did
violent
not.
so
almost
fast.
did.
did not feel
In
jovial.
the post show, I'll tell you what I wanted to do.
So, thank you guys so much for listening and being on this adventure with us. We're getting some big stuff. It's getting ready to happen, and yeah, we will continue this, seeking into what's going on with Null and what's going on with the seal and what the power is and all that
Dun, dun, dun.
in the next episode. As always, I'm your host and Dungeon Master Joshua. Going around the table, we have.
Hi, my name is Joan, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Dolphin.
Name's Winnie.
Relnor.
Thanks, everybody.